Listen to me. Thomas Brady Jr. is the love of my life and the greatest quarterback of all time.
Please stop with the sideline antics.
Let's go, guys!
Welcome into Studio 73, everybody, and welcome to Outside the Huddle. I'm your host, Laney Johnson, and this week we're talking NFL with my friend, Nic Ferragine.
How you doing, everyone? Laney, great to be here.
Yeah.
Very excited. We got a lot of good topics to talk about.
Yeah, we usually start Patriots here because I usually have Patriots fans on, but unfortunately, you're a Giants fan. So
Yes,
this
indeed.
week we're starting with the Giants. So
Yes, we
week
will.
5 Giants, they lost all of their players.
Lost hope is what really happened.
You lost Odell Beckham. He's out for the year. You lost Sterling Shepard. Outlook not so hot there. You lose Brandon Marshall probably for the year too. Your starting wide receivers last week were Roger Lewis, Tavares King, and Travis Rudolph.
Yeah.
How are you feeling going into the game in Denver?
Well, to be honest, before the game started, me and my friends, we took a look at the schedule and we said, we may win 3 games this year. And the Broncos game was definitely not one of them.
Yeah.
So they surprised us. They played really well. The offensive line did their job, which was surprising. Orleans Darkwa rushed for 117 with a catch. But I think that game was just a fluke. The Broncos definitely came in thinking they were going to roll over the
Trevor
Giants.
Siemian I think he's so bad.
He's no good.
He's no good.
He's not.
I think the Denver Broncos are wasting what they put together on defense.
Absolutely.
They have weapons on offense. C.J. Anderson is awesome. He's usually good for like 45 fantasy points.
Yeah.
I have him on my team, not to brag, but
Nah, come
brag
on.
a little bit.
Nah.
But yeah, they have some weapons, and then they just cannot get a quarterback.
That's-
And you have John Elway, who's your GM. You can't get a quarterback when you
I
have
know.
John Elway. Like, what's going on?
I think they have the curse of Osweiler.
The rocket ship
Yeah.
that never launched. But for the Giants, the quarterback situation, we have a little Manning face here.
I know you got the goofy face of him, but really when he looks like that, you know what he's seeing? He's seeing 2 Super Bowl rings.
Well, I'd rather have 5.
Wow. Can't all get what you want.
But honestly, quarterback situation looking forward is like you have to plan for the future, right?
Well, I think the Giants right now should really be playing for now because of the team they have. You got Eli until I think 2019. The backups are definitely after the
Trash.
preseason they're not
Trash.
good. That's
Trash.
not the
Trash.
yes. That is not the long-term decision there. So, I think you just play it out until 2019 and hopefully you can find someone in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The quarterback selection is not so hot
No.
these days.
Absolutely, and that's the problem.
Right, and then so just realistic expectations for this season for the Giants. What are you thinking? Just realistically, what can happen? I think the last game was a fluke, so
Yeah.
like, are they still only gonna win like 1 game?
I'm hoping they win under 4. Because a couple of years ago, I think it was 2000.
Tank?
Yeah,
Tank
tank is
for
on.
Doncic?
Tank is on.
Doncic?
Tank is on. No, but a couple of years ago, they started 0-6, and then they ended up winning 7 and went 7-9, I think. And that's just a waste of a tank
Yeah.
year. So I think, and they didn't get a draft pick, so tank, and we'll come back next year.
Yeah, we'll start over.
It's fine.
All right, so
all
into
good.
what I like to talk about,
There you go.
the New England Patriots. Their season didn't start out so hot, but I really am not worried. I don't know. Patriots
Surprising.
fans are really spoiled, obviously. We win a lot. But I think a lot of Patriots fans expect to go out and beat every team by 35 points, when realistically that's just not what's going to happen. Like, it's not Alabama against, like, some trash
Kentucky,
team,
right.
Like, that's just not realistic. And so I think people have expectations of the Patriots going 16-0 and they're just going straight to the Super Bowl, when that's just not what's going to happen in the NFL, and they don't need to win every game right now. They're in a bad division. Like, they're going to win the AFC East, they're going to go to the AFC Championship game, and they're probably going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, that's very bold of you to say.
I
I think the secondary has been more than lazy.
Yeah.
I think they've forgotten to strap on their cleats a couple downs. I mean, you're playing the Jets last week, and how many passes is McCown going to throw for over 50 yards?
I mean,
That's a problem.
having Josh McCown rush for 2 first downs, like, that's massive
undisciplined.
L.
Yeah, it's
Massive
undisciplined
L.
D.
Yeah, and there are communication issues on defense, but I mean, they're all new guys, and you can only use that excuse for maybe 2 weeks, so
Right.
it's still tough to have Gilmore just blowing coverage. Malcolm Butler blew coverage so many times. He got an interception that a little made up for it, but I don't think he's I think he's going to move. That Belichick's going to make a move in the next few weeks.
Well, you say that, but when they're losing or winning close games against the Jets, you got to start.
But
and
they
the
always
Bucks.
play the Jets.
They do always play the Jets. Always play them tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, they can't put the ball in the end zone very often. You look at the Bucks game; they play a close game against the Texans. They're winning all these very close games barely.
But they really are injury prone right now. But when we have a healthy Gronk's healthy. Rex Burkhead should be back soon. The run game is great. Brandon Cooks is a superstar, superstar. I love him. He makes amazing catches.
Having a good year.
Yeah, he's having a really good year, and I think he's really in the system that he wants to be in. I think getting out of New Orleans was really good for him, and I think he's a star.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely missing Edelman. And
we miss him so much.
And if Gronk's healthy, they are one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Patriots in the Super Bowl again.
We'll see. We will see.
And then moving on to a very interesting division, the NFC North. So you have Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, went out for the season with a broken collarbone. We have who play here. First of all, Martinez better definitely shot.
Please catch the ball. I've watched him drop way too many passes
you just
this year.
you knew as soon as he went down. You saw that replay. You're like, you don't get clobbered by a 275-pound linebacker and then come out just fine.
And throw the flag, ref.
Yeah, that was certainly a late hit.
The rule is you can't drive the quarterback into the ground, and he is doing the definition of that rule.
Yeah,
is driving him into the ground.
And the Green Bay Packers just are not at all nothing without Aaron Rodgers.
They're not equipped.
They're not equipped. He's not a system quarterback. He's not he is their system. He is what drives that team. He is what makes them good. His clutch plays in the fourth quarter, that's what really that's what propels them to win. So I don't know if I think they'll win maybe 4 more games.
I wouldn't doubt that. The Packers offense has a lot of weapons, but Aaron Rodgers elevates those weapons.
He's the one who knows how to use them.
They're only so much without him, and I think they're going to struggle a lot. And the NFC North is definitely wide open now.
Yeah,
absolutely wide
open for the Vikings. One of my, if you're allowed to have second teams, I guess they would be my second team. Because I love Teddy Bridgewater. I love him so much. I wish he was my son. And even though he's definitely older than me, but whatever.
It's okay.
Maybe we can be related one day. Who knows? But of course, he's from Louisville. He went to Louisville, so I'm a big fan of his. But and he is back practicing this week, and Case Keenum is not cutting it for them. Not at all. Their defense is amazing. They have great weapons on offense that you can utilize, but Case Keenum just is at minimum a game manager.
Yeah. Absolutely not the long-term solution in Minnesota. No way.
So if you get Teddy Bridgewater back in there, I think he gets some reps. He just comes back from that knee, which was a gruesome injury.
Yeah, real tough there.
So.
But he needs to come back now. If he's going to come back, he's got to come back now. I know he's practicing, but he's got to get out of the Kessler Rehabilitation Center he's in and onto the field if they want to win this division. Which they're in front, 4-2, in a pretty weak division, but it's absolutely wide open for the Vikings to take.
It really is, and I hope they take it because I love them, and I love him. And then the Lions, who are just the most inconsistent team that maybe I've ever seen in the world.
Yeah, well,
they have great games, and you're like, oh, Matt Stafford, he's real quarterback. He deserves that contract that he just got. And then you watch him play against the Saints, and you see he has 3 interceptions.
Tough game.
I mean, he had 3 touchdowns. That was the weirdest football game that I've ever watched in my entire life. It was
Big Ben threw 5 picks, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Come on. Everyone has a bad game.
I don't think Matt Stafford's going to be a Hall of Famer. But, I mean, when you look at contracts in the NFL for quarterbacks, they didn't have a choice.
Well, he deserved it.
He deserved it.
Absolutely.
They didn't have a choice. What is their other option? You have to give him,
exactly.
And that's just the running rate for a mediocre quarterback.
Absolutely. And especially when you have 0 guys around him, you have to pay him that money because you know he won't be doing much with the team, and the team is going to look worse, so you have to pay him that money. But
his completion percentage is 60%.
And that's good.
It's good, but you'll have him 40% games, and then you'll have him at 72% games. He's just so inconsistent. He throws 3 interceptions in a game, then he's perfect in another game. And so you just, his QBR rating, just really runs the gamut. Golden Tate.
Exactly. That's all he has. And, here's the thing. The Lions will never win They're always going to be the laughing
Poor
stock.
Detroit.
Absolutely, I
They're
know.
the
Tough,
Jets. They're
tough
the,
city.
like,
They don't have water. It's a tough city.
Oh, low blow. Oh, get Flint some water.
If they didn't win with Barry Sanders, arguably the best running back in the world,
And with Megatron.
and with Calvin Johnson, they're not going to win with Matt
They're not
Stafford.
going to.
Absolutely not.
And then we have the Bears in the
And
division.
Bears.
They have a quarterback now, maybe,
finally-
possibly. Who
What
knows?
is
Mitch Trubisky. I don't know. I think he's really good. He's shown some sparks. He's shown that he can run. He's very athletic. I think he makes throws that are impressive, and he drives the team down the field.
He's looked great so far, and I love Mitch Trubisky. Okay, I am going all
You're
in
a
on Mitch
stan? I'm a
Trubisky.
Mitch
I am
Trubisky
all
stan?
in on him. He got booed out of where do they do the draft? The Best Buy Center now?
I don't know. They're moving it around.
Right, wherever they do, he got booed out of there on draft day.
I mean, the
I was
Bears don't
behind
really
him.
have the track record of drafting
I
well,
know.
so I don't blame the fans for not trusting management there.
But what those fans didn't see was the way he turned North Carolina from basketball school into a football school for that 1 year.
I don't know if he really did.
Oh, he did a great job at that school.
Yeah, I mean, no, he did
really
a great
turned
job. He
things around.
certainly did. But then you also have Jordan Howard, who is
Huge
he
help.
really takes the pressure off of him, so that he can hand the ball off when he needs to. He doesn't have to make as many throws because you have such a threat at
Right.
running back.
He is a huge help for them. I can see him and Trubisky being the 1-2 combo that the Bears need to take this division.
And their defense isn't that bad.
Not at all.
Another defense that is not bad at all is the Jaguars.
Oof.
They are leading the league in interceptions, in forced fumbles, in turnovers in general, in defensive touchdowns. Like, they're looking so good. And this is a team that last year you were like, oh, Blake Bortles, like maybe he has it. You were saying, oh, they have weapons. They could make that jump this year. And then they completely just didn't. And so this year everyone kind of just counted them out. When this year they're kind of making that jump.
Well, I think it all falls to Blake Bortles. They have this great running back in Leonard Fournette. And
So great. I love him
Unbelievable.
so much.
He's my fantasy running back. He's doing a great job.
Okay. No one cares about your fantasy team.
Anyway, some do. I think it all falls down to Blake Bortles. If this team wants to have any success, they got to either get rid of him or he has to step up, strap on the pads, and really go out there and show out for this team. He's got to change this organization. It's going to be him. It's got to be.
Or they just have to draft someone else.
Or just get another quarterback.
Which are few and far between. So, yeah, I don't know. And then another quarterback who is having one of his weirder years is Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Gut reaction, is Ben Roethlisberger dead?
Well, after last year, there was an interview. I think he said he's not sure about the game. He's not sure if he's going to come back. He doesn't know about next season. So I think his mindset is he's really not locked in. But I think the one thing that's going to help him is the team he has.
Yeah.
Because they're really
so
good.
many weapons.
They are really good. So I think he'll lock in. It's Ben Roethlisberger. He'll be fine by week 10.
I mean, he had 5 interceptions
did?
last
Yeah,
week.
he did.
I mean, he bounced back against the Chiefs. He had a quarterback rating of 37.8. Like, that's so bad. He got a cool 3 fantasy points for me, so not that anyone cares. I know you don't care, but, like, whatever. I think Ben Roethlisberger is dead. Bury him in a PF Jinx.
He just beat an undefeated Chiefs team. How can you? He's not dead.
The Chiefs are so fake good. They really are. Like, that was the most predictable game of all time.
Everyone, this is a salty Patriots fan. That's all that is.
I'm not a salty Patriots fan. I'm a very happy Patriots
After a
fan.
week 1 loss.
Deservedly so.
Oh, yes, it is. After a week 1 loss,
I
that
mean,
is
but
saying the
the-
Chiefs are fake good.
Alex Smith came back to earth, and he is who we thought he was. He was a front runner for MVP for like a week, and then he saw the press he got. He's like, I don't know, I'm gonna go back to my little short passes.
He's winning games. In this league, it's about the wins and losses.
Yeah.
And he's got 5.
Yeah, I know it is, but like, obviously it's about wins and losses. You can't. What's the Trent Dilfer quote? You can't win games and lose them.
Yeah.
Like, okay, buddy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. He only had 1 touchdown and he threw an interception last week. He was like,
Tough week.
yeah,
That's
tough
all.
week.
Tough week.
But I mean, you have Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell
Exactly.
is so
And
good.
he's
He came back last week.
Yep.
He had 179 yards and a touchdown. Not too shabby, buddy. He wasn't in like OTAs or preseason or any of that, but now he came back, and I think he's just really feeling it.
And that's definitely going to help Ben Roethlisberger's mindset.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. Okay, so just moving on to our final thoughts. Do you have anything just around the league in general that you wanted to touch on?
Around the league in general, I think Odell Beckham, when you come back next year, please stop with the sideline antics. It is distracting to the team.
Stop proposing to Nets.
Please, yeah, just no more Nets. Forget about it. The kicker needs that to kick. Don't mess with his thing. Just, man up. I get he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he's an emotional.
He's a very emotional guy, but save it for the locker room. And that's all I got.
For me, I'm like so happy for Adrian Peterson. Like I'm happy. He's in his old man league in Arizona. They're like all retired already as Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald. They're just, golfing on the weekends and just having a grand old time. So yeah, I'm just really happy for them.
Absolutely.
So that's all we have for this week. We'll be back next week with another show. I'm Laney Johnson, joined by Nic Ferragine. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.